Thank you. I'm Mr. Lehner, and welcome back to a humid and hot edition of Mr. Lehner's Math Extravaganza. In today's webisode, we're going to take a look at median, mode, and our handy little friend, range. Now, let's get into this without wasting any more time before we start to have some beads of sweat drip down your faces at home. When looking at median, mode, and range, these are measures of central tendency. So just how we talked about mean being a measure of central tendency, these are three other measures of central tendency. When looking at a median, it's basically the middle number of a set of data. When I have an odd set of data, it's going to be the middle number inside of that set of data. I'm going to list it from least to greatest and find that middle number. When it's an even set of data, again, I'm going to list it from the least to greatest. I'm going to circle my middle two numbers. I'm going to add them together and divide by 2 to find what the actual median would be. And again, that's if there's an even set of numbers in that data. It's a little handy trick to help you out with median. The mode, quite frankly, is very easy. It is basically the one that occurs most often. Sometimes you're going to have no mode because there's not going to be any numbers that occur more than once. Sometimes you're going to have only one mode, or sometimes you're going to have more than one mode, depending upon your data set. It's the number or numbers that occur the most often in that set. And lastly, range. The range job is to kind of tell you how the information you're looking at varies. You take your highest number, you subtract it by your lowest number, and you come up with your range. For example, if my highest number in a data set was 20 and my lowest set was 10, and I subtracted these two numbers, my range would be 10. That tells me that all the numbers in that data set are within 10 of one another. Whereas if I had a range, say, of, 893, that tells me the data could be all over the place. They're spread out very far from one another. So the range is very important also when analyzing our data. And again, these are our measures of central tendency. Enough of the jibber jabber. Let's go ahead and get right into what an example would look like when finding these three measures of central tendency. In our example up here, we're going to take a look at student test scores again. And we've taken 5 different tests here. And here's the various scores that this student earned on these tests. We're going to start off by finding the median. I forgot how to do that. Oh, that's right, I got to order it from least to greatest. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to take my scores in the student test, and I'm going to organize them from least to greatest. So starting with 8, 13, 14, 14, and 16. That was the first step for median. I then have to find what the middle number is. This is an odd set of data, so I just have to find what the middle one is. What I like to do is when I take my pencil and paper out, I just kind of like to cross them off as I go. So I would have crossed off the 8 and the 16, I would have crossed out the 13 and the 14, and I would have just circled the 14 to find that that's the middle number or the median of that data set. Again, say you took another test. Now I have 6 pieces of data, and say in this next test I scored a 10. Well, I would plug this 10 in here because that's where it falls from least to greatest, but now I have an even number. So I'd still cross off the 8 and the 16, the 12 and the 14, but now I have 2 numbers here. So I would circle these 2 together, so I would add 12 plus 14 to get 26, and divide by 2, which would give me a median of 13. So again, that's when there's an even number or an even set of data, you're going to have to find the mean of your middle 2 numbers. The mode. If I'm looking at this data set, the mode is 14. It's the number that occurs the most often. 14 occurs 2 times. There's no other number that occurs 2 times or more. So I only have one mode in this set of data. And then lastly, our range. Again, we're taking our highest number, or our largest, subtracting it with our smallest. Our highest test score was 16. Our lowest was 8. I subtracted them. So my test scores, or the range, is going to be 8, which is going to tell me that the test scores are about 8 points apart at the most. So they're very close scores together. Let's take a look at a student example. Basketball. We're going to take a look at free throws made. And again, this is the most fun part of the video. You know you love it. I love it. Go ahead, get out that pencil, take out that paper, pause this video, and I would like you to find the median, mode, and the range for this set of data. The median. in this set of data. Hopefully you remember to organize it from least to greatest, because that will throw it off if you forget to do that. You're going to organize it 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and 20. Again, this one was an even set of data. I hope I didn't trick you on that part. You had to circle your middle two numbers, which was 12 and 14, to add them together, which gave you 26. Divided by 2 equals 13. So your median would be 13 for this data set. Next up was our mode. Hopefully I didn't trick you on this one either. There was no mode. No number occurred more than once. All of these numbers only occurred once, so there is no mode in this set of data. And lastly, our range. Again, subtracting our largest with our smallest. 20 was the highest number of free throws made, subtracted by 8 equals 12. So the range of the data is 12. The numbers are spread 12 pieces apart within our set of data here. Again, check over your work, make sure you followed each one of these steps as you're working these problems, and then try and apply it to a real life situation. Maybe take some of your test scores over the span of a trimester and see, can you find the mean, median, mode, and range of your test scores. Thank you for tuning in to Mr. Lehner's Math Extravaganza. It was a hot one in here as always. We'll see you next time.